What's up guys, my name is Brooks Like and welcome to my YouTube channel. Last week I gave you the tour of my entire garage gym. This week I'm gonna give you exactly what I do to warm up for every single workout. So I have a 15-minute pre-workout warm up that I do every single day and I'm gonna walk you through it. First thing I start out with is my feet. I roll out the arches of my feet. You can also use a lacrosse ball. You can use this. If you don't have a roller, this works too. A golf ball works. Many ways to do it, but if you roll out your feet, if you try it once, I guarantee you're probably tight there. So after I roll out the feet, the next most important thing for me are the calves. So a couple times through, just doing some calf stretching. Just rest in that position, lengthen a little bit, don't force it. A couple ankle circles, just to loosen everything up. So the next area I go to is my lower back, and I use the Hyperice vibrating roller for it. This is a vibrating one by Hyperice, and it's one of my favorite tools to mobilize prior to working out. You can also use just a piece of PVC pipe to roll your back. You can buy it at a local hardware store anywhere and just cut off a chunk of it. Just a piece of PVC about that big. After the lower back, next place I move to are my lats and shoulders. You get tight right here, especially when I want to do something that's overhead, any sort of snatching. Today I'm doing overhead strict press, so I want to loosen up the lats and the shoulders prior to doing that. So from the lats, I then transition to my glutes, and I switch to the Hyperice Sphere, which is a vibrating ball. If you don't have one of these, you could use a softball, you could use a lacrosse ball, and I go right on the glutes and the piriformis. And if you find any trigger points, just pause there for a second. So from the glute, we want to now go to the hamstring and roll out the hamstring and the calf. This is very important. A lot of us from sitting are very tight in the hamstring. You sit at a desk all day, your hamstrings are in a closed position. We need to open those up prior to working out. And I roll down to the calf. I did the posterior chain, now I want to transition to the front. So I want to work the hip flexor, the quad, and the groin, and the IT band especially. A lot of us have tight IT bands. So I'm going to hit the hip flexor first, and the quad. So they tie in together. I just roll along there, finding different little areas that are maybe a little tight, a little sticky. Just spend some time lengthening up the hip flexor and the quad. Then from there, I'm going to rotate right to the IT band, which on all of us is tight. The IT band is very tight, gets tight from sitting. So mobilizing the groin is something I learned the hard way. I had 2 groin surgeries in hockey. So I spent some time on this every day. So now that the lower body and the back are mobilized, now we want to just work the upper body a little more. So I just have a band attached to the wall, and I just want to stretch the upper body. I want to stretch the shoulders, the chest, the lats. So I spend about 30 seconds each side. So I'm really pulling back here. I'm sinking my right hip back. You can see my right hip's rotating back. I'm just going to pull through the lat. Not forcing it, but I'm making it a good stretch. We're going to rotate and we're going to pull from the side. So this is going to hit your obliques a little more, still going to hit your lat, the back of your shoulder, scap. And I always like to have a little motion, so I kind of rock. I rock a little bit, extend the motion a little bit, and I also sway in and out. Just pushing the head through a little bit, rotating that way. Then this is the final piece to my upper body. What I want to do is just stretch this. Especially on a day like today, I'm going to do some overhead pressing. So I'm going to be in this position pressing. I just want to stretch this, spend some time here. Just want to have full range of motion. You never want to go into a workout without full range of motion. We stretch the calves the other way. Now we want to stretch the shins a little bit. And now we want to put our full mobility on display. Upper body, lower body, back. Then I just rotate through here a couple times. So this will get your quads, your hip flexors, your back, and then I do the upper body, stretch it out. If I'm successful in this position, I find I'm ready to work out. So that wraps up my 15-minute warm-up. As you can see, we're just a little over 15 minutes, but I hope this helped you. This is what I do every single day prior to working out. I will always encourage you guys to move efficiently first and move fast or intensely second. And make sure you come back next week as I share 7 exercises to improve hip and hamstring mobility. You're not going to want to miss that one.